Yo, what's up, guys? We got a brand new video from the sun. We were gonna watch this yesterday. Fix my camera, but I yapped a little bit too long on the first clip, so I don't want to make it too long. So we'll watch it today. Couple of things. I mentioned this in the last video, but we have now three viewers from this channel who have come here to Ukraine and are now on my team. It's not my team, right? But it's on the team that I am on here in Ukraine, and I still can't tell exactly what that team is yet. But just in the next few days, I will be able to share more of that information. But if you're curious, you're on your way out to Ukraine, you don't feel comfortable with the Legion, hit me up in my email. Link is in the description below. It's also on the homepage of my channel, the main page of my channel. Okay. This video is going to be more North Koreans getting smoked. This has been kind of a headline lately because obviously a month ago, people didn't even believe that the Ukrainians were going to show up in Ukraine a little bit over a month ago, right? And then when the Ukrainians showed up, when the North Koreans showed up in Russia and Ukraine, it was just to get trained by the Russian troops. And everybody was like, okay, but hey, they're not going to deploy. They're not going to fight the Ukrainians. And then 2 weeks ago, it's like, oh, wait, they're finding North Korean bodies on the front line. And now, a couple days ago, now they're finding hundreds of dead North Koreans on the front. I have a couple buddies in the Kursk region, or actually they just came back from Kursk, and they confirmed it, dude. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ukraine is fighting a two-front war in the respect of two nations, two global superpowers. Ukraine isn't even a superpower, dude. And they are holding off Russia and North Korea while the rest of Europe sits on their fucking ass and does not shit. Excuse me, sorry. I get a little worked up about that topic because it's really frustrating for me to see the lack of engagement from other European nations. At least I could say the U.S. has dumped multi-billions of dollars into Ukraine. They've sent supplies. I think they could do more, frankly, but hey, they have done quite a bit. Okay, what's Europe been doing, dude? Pussyfooting around because they're scared that they're gonna get smacked up by Putin, or they're scared that they're gonna ruin their image in the media or in the global economy, or their global image. Like, grow a pair of nuts and help Ukraine. If you don't, this will be on your doorstep soon. Fuck's sake. All right, let's watch this shit. Sorry, I get worked up every time, man. Let's go. I just love they're putting this shit on their FPVs, dude. They're putting these like little ornaments or whatever they are, their little figures. There's some poetic justice here watching Ukrainian invaders, the invaders of Ukraine, dying in the sunflower fields, right? There's some kind of poetic irony going on here. 92nd assault in Kupiansk. That's cool. Down on the bottom right down there, it shows if they're 200 or 300. So if they killed them or if they just wounded them. I had a couple people comment in my on my videos when I make comments like that where I'm like, oh, that's cool. It shows when they get a kill, or I laugh when a Russian vehicle explodes and all the infantry inside are killed or wounded. It is morbid. It is. I'm not denying that, but that's kind of the reality of war. And I am going to act this way to any person, any nation that full scale invades a free nation, a democratic free nation, kills their people, their soldiers, their women, their children, rapes them, murders them. So yes, there's not going to be any sympathy from me. I'm sorry if sorry to those couple people in the comments that are like, this guy shows no respect for fallen soldiers. Nah, man, fuck them. I'm sorry, buddy, but that's not how this works here. What do you think these people think that last couple of seconds or milliseconds when they glance over and they see this FPV flying at them? What do you think's in their head, dude? Just, oh shit? I think about that quite often, actually. Or like this guy. I mean, this guy is in the position where he pretty much looks like he knows he's a goner. Um, but still, I wonder what he's thinking about. It's his family, Maybe he's got a family back home. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. just 10 straight minutes of, or 8 straight minutes of the enemy dying, which I can't be mad about. Again, it's morbid, yes, it is, but it's war, man. And that's kind of the way it is here. When you see you see videos of posted by the Russians online of them killing people that you knew, right? Or your people that you worked with, or battle buddies, or platoon commanders, company commanders, torturing people. You start to dehumanize them, the enemy. And frankly, if you're going to be here and operate in a fighting capacity, it's almost mandatory that you do this. Otherwise, you'll be too in your head, especially when it comes to the time where maybe you do have to pull the trigger. And that millisecond of you thinking, oh, this guy could have kids and a mom and a family back home, that millisecond of you thinking about that, he could just he may not, and he probably won't, and he'll take your life instead of you taking his life, right? So I do understand where people are coming from in the comments about respect a fallen soldier, and I'm not gonna pee or walk on or step on a, a, a downed enemy or something like that, but don't give me this all righteous high and mighty fucking speech, dude, because it's just simply not how it works here. Um, and if you're going to continue to have that kind of a perspective, that's great. I do encourage you to come here and work here for a little while in Ukraine on the front, and then let's see if you keep that same attitude. Okay. With that said, um, oh yeah, there's a couple other things I wanted to mention. Um, Today, Putin had mentioned some nasty hypersonic missile that he's considering using, basically. He mentioned Kiev, capital of Ukraine, um, especially after their last hypersonic missile was successful, right? It was it was fast enough to evade most air defenses and hit around its target. Um, in my opinion, it's probably bullshit. I think Putin doesn't have the nuts to do it. You know, there's a lot of people here in Ukraine that are like, or not here in Ukraine, but on social media that are like, Trump's going to end it. Trump's going to end the conflict when he gets in the office, blah, blah, blah. And in my perspective, let's say he is able to do that, which I do not think he is. Whether I like Trump or not, don't like him, I just don't think he's got that kind of power. But let's say, fingers crossed, he comes into office and he's able to make a ceasefire deal between Zelensky and Putin. Okay? All of these teams operating on the front line currently will not stand down. I promise you. These Russians are in their homes and held up in the grocery stores that they used to shop in 2 years ago, and their children's elementary schools. And these teams that are operating on the front line are not going to stop. I promise. So they could call a ceasefire deal. That's great, and maybe we'll see some of the larger military operations stop. But I can 100% guarantee to you the fighting will not stop, and the Ukrainians will not stop fighting for their land. So that's my perspective on that, because I get that as of right now, especially after the election. That's probably the number one question I get asked is, what if Trump ends the war? He's not God, you know. I think he's a very powerful man, and I think he demands a lot more respect than Sleepy Joe did. Basically, Joe allowed the world to burn because nobody was scared of him. Nobody respected him. Nobody was afraid of the repercussions of their actions with Joe in office. When America is weak, the world is weak. Love it or hate it, that is the simple fact of the matter. China got more ballsy with Taiwan, Hamas with Israel, and then all related parties with Hamas, Iran, the Houthis, Hezbollah. All these guys got more ballsy. Putin did a full-scale invasion. Dude, it's mind-boggling to me, you know? So I do think that Trump he's got a larger presence. People are more intimidated by him, which they should be. But I do not think that he's going to have the power to just, snap his fingers and all of a sudden the killing and the stops in Ukraine and everybody smiles and parties and laughter and, Ukrainian and Russian soldiers hug and shake. No, dude, that's not fucking realistic. The Ukrainians are going to fight until they're either all dead or they have their land back, period. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up in my email if you're coming to Ukraine.